much, and I feel bad. I would love for us all to get a chance to know each other as people, not me being just that girl or that lesbian that corrupted their daughter. You know, I want to be acknowledged as a person.
It'd be cool if we could all hang out together. Like, we're not gonna like flash our relationship, like we're not gonna like do anything weird. Like, I wouldn't want like to see any straight couple making out in front of me. You know, like PDA, it's, you know, so I wouldn't do that to anybody else. Like, I just want to hang out as a family, like, you know, like, Michael, you know I love you. It's like,
okay, so Mom,
know?
we're talking about in the house, private first meetings, private. And now Juliana is saying, I want to go out in public as a family. Can you handle that?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think
Can
they
handle
can
being in Red Lobster in the restaurant?
I think they can handle that better than being at the house,
Yeah?
actually.
All right. Well, we've got this solved, and hopefully you guys will have a really nice and beautiful future as a family. As a family in the new millennium, things are changing. Back in the day, even a stepfather was like, oh, right? Things are changing. When we come back, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people are saying, that gay is the new black, meaning the new thing that everybody is discriminating against as a whole. We'll be right back. Up next, as an openly gay parent and a multi-talented performer, Sam Harris uses his star power to entertain and educate. Voting yes on Proposition 8 means...
Voting against me.
Yes, okay.
This is not a gay issue. This is a human rights issue.
How do you feel about same-sex marriage? Log on to TyraShow.com after the show and let us know what you think. Now, Sam Harris shot to stardom because of his amazing singing voice. But these days, it's his strong words about gay marriage that have him back in the spotlight.
California, the most progressive state in this country, voted to pass a law which makes me and my family and my child second-class citizens.
As an openly gay parent and a multi-talented performer, Sam Harris uses his star power to entertain and educate.
I sense no prejudice at all, and yet clearly I'm surrounded by it.
But now, the 30-year career that started when Sam was crowned the grand champion of Star Search is in danger of being overshadowed by the outcry over his passionate opinions on Proposition 8.
It's the first time in California history that the Constitution will be amended to actually discriminate and take away rights that have been granted to all people and to the gay community specifically.
According to Sam, black voters should have helped defeat Proposition 8.
The black community was probably the group that actually put this over and made this win. This is a civil rights issue. This is your issue. And here we are, have elected this progressive, incredible man who happens to be black. I'm sorry this has tainted the victory of Barack Obama, but I feel betrayed.
Sam's opinions have sparked an outrage on the internet, but Sam is not backing down.
What happens in California is often followed in the United States. It is simply discrimination. This is wrong. It is wrong.
So Sam, you say you feel wronged by the black community and betrayed. Talk about that some more. Explain that.
Right after the election, we were told that the black community, the majority of the black community voted for Proposition 8.
And explain what Proposition 8 is.
Proposition 8 is a... Okay, what happened is in California, gay people were given the right to marry. The Supreme Court decided that it was unconstitutional for all people to not have the right to marry. Well, so then some religious groups came in and said, all right, well, then let's change the Constitution. So they came in and created Proposition 8, which amended the Constitution to prohibit, to ban gay marriage.
Yes. And voting yes on Proposition 8 means?
Voting against me.
Yes, okay. So now talk about the black community with Prop 8.
Well, I was, initially, we were told that the black community, that the majority of the black community voted to ban same-sex marriage for Proposition 8. Since then, I have learned that that is not necessarily true. Those polls, the polls now suggest that in the same way that very religious people voted for Proposition 8, the same thing was true in the black community. When I said I felt betrayed in that moment, is because the black community, they're my people. And if you've heard me sing. And, but also, this is a civil rights issue. This is not a gay issue. This is a human rights issue. And who better should understand that than the black community? I have since learned that that is not true. The black community is not for this any more than anyone else is. But it was disconcerting.
Why do you think they're not?
I
I'm
think
talking
there are
about
certain
majorities.
elements.
I'm talking about people that voted. I don't mean all black people.
Right.
Let's talk about the
Yeah.
people that voted. Why voted
For it?
not in your favor? Yes, for it.
I think there were several things. I think some of the churches really push this. I think that it's a little antiquated. I think that also, boy, man, I heard some stories. I know from a friend firsthand that there were some robocalls made.
What's a robocall?
A robocall, you know, where those calls you get on your answering machine right before the elections when they're calling to tell you how to vote, right? Robotic calls.
Oh, got it.
Right? Well, they had taken Barack Obama's voice, who, by the way, came out against Proposition 8, and sampled and retooled that voice to suggest that he was supporting it.
Oh, wow. And then they mass called people with that?
They mass called people and targeted the black community.
Wow. Okay, tell me about your family, about your family now.
My family, my partner Danny and I are married. We have been together for nearly 14 years. That's our baby boy.
Okay, so you're married, like legally married?
Yeah.
Okay, so because you did it before
We
Proposition.
did it before.
You did it before the, he's adorable.
He's beautiful, that's
yeah.
true.
Big, beautiful eyes. So you got married before it was overturned.
We got married, yes, just before it was overturned.
Okay.
And they cannot revoke it. So far, they cannot revoke our marriage.
Okay.
And we got married for our child. You know, I don't need the law, after being together so long, I don't need the law to validate my relationship. But for our child and for the rights that come with the word marriage, there are 1,100 some odd rights that come with the legal word marriage that I am entitled to as a taxpaying citizen of this country and for my child.
What worries you the most for same-sex couples that cannot get married when it comes to the law?
There are so many.
Name some that just you can
Well,
educate
there are
people.
rights, you know, for instance, like if your spouse is in the hospital, you know, the law says that blood relative is the one who makes those decisions. It doesn't. If the marriage is not recognized, that means your partner. You may have spent your entire life with that person, and they can't come in there and provide care or make decisions about. You know, there are insurance reasons. There are travel issues. You know, we have a child. There's so many things that if the law does not recognize this as a couple, do not create equal rights.
Well, there's a lot of people that do not agree with Sam, and we're going to hear from them as well as people that support what Sam has to say when we come back. We'll be right back.
The gay community may inspire this change, but this is a civil rights issue. This is your issue. It wasn't just black people that took to the streets to demand equal rights. It was white people and white legislation and white politicians. And it's not going to be gay people that change this. It's going to be straight people that change this because it is wrong, because it is injustice, because it is unfair. It is civil rights. It is unconstitutional.
Sam Harris is just one of the millions of gay and straight people who are outraged about California's decision to outlaw gay marriage with Proposition 8 because they feel it's a terrible blow to gay civil rights. Joining Sam are fellow gay rights proponents Kathy Middleton Lewis and Charlene Strong. And on the opposite side of the gay rights debate are Dr. Bill Meyer, Sandy Rios, and Karen Mitchell. Now, Sam, you were very emotional in that tape, crying almost.
Yes. It's very personal.
Yeah, I'm sure. If I was talking about some black rights in the 60s, I'd be like, come on, people. And I would be very emotional as well, so I understand. But I have to ask you, I know a lot of people are thinking this. Is it truly fair to compare the plight of gay people with the plight of black people?
As a white man, I cannot pretend to know what it's like for a black person, what they're